Hello Groveland Township. Today's video is being done on October the 29th, and I know many of you have recently received a letter, as I have, for the Paddison Drain, which exists in this township. For those of you who don't know, the Paddison Drain is an old Chapter 4 drain. They don't do them anymore, and it was actually set up in the year 1912 because when this was big farming country, there was a huge section of the township that needed to pull off excess water and get it out of the fields for the farmers, and it helps make our building sites better today. That Paddison Drain does require some periodic maintenance. For those of you who don't know, it starts on Groveland Road near Jossman on the north side of the road, goes east towards the village, turns onto Croup Road, goes up into the road ditch on Croup Road, gets north up to the County Line Road, runs in the ditch on County Line, and then it cuts north on an individual's property and eventually goes into Genesee County, and I believe it empties into a lake up there. This drain has been here for a long time, but periodically over time, what happens is trees or brush might plug up portions of it, and it will cause some flooding, or beavers may dam up pieces of it. Because of that, they bill for the service to clean the drain through the Water Commissioner's office in Oakland County. That assessment is what you got a letter on. It's not going to be on the winter tax bill this year. It will be either on next year's 2021 December tax bill or maybe the year after that. And they don't know what the dollar amount is now. But if you read the letter, it indicates that the cap on it is about $15,000. So you each got a letter with your parcel ID on it and the calculation for how much of that as a percentage is your part of the bill. And for example, in mine, I have 7 acres with a house and a couple of barns on it. They calculate your acreage. They calculate the part of the property that you have impermeable for buildings and driveway and so forth. And they use a formula to come up with what part of the runoff is really contributed to you. On my 7 acres with my house and a couple of barns, the actual calculation is just about 1/3 of 1%. And the annual maintenance on the drain is capped at a maximum of $15,000 when they do it in any given year. And so I can tell you that I've lived out here for 40 years. I think I've only seen the bill on for the Paddison Drain 2 or 3 times that I can remember. And when I looked at it, it was always something kind of non-event. Mine ended up being like $5 or $15 for that year. But if you want to know what the cap is, you can look at that letter for your parcel, take that percentage, times it by the $15,000 maximum amount they can spend, and that would tell you what the potential assessment would be. You have the contact number for the Drain Commission as well, and the person who sent you the letter, which you can utilize to call if you have a question on it. Most people get very small assessments. Some people with very large parcels that may be heavily impacted if the drain's not working may actually get billed a few $100s when that happens. But my experience has been on my 7 acres that it's always been a very small amount, and I noticed it 2 or 3 times that I can think of over the last 40 years. So that's what's going on. If you have any questions, you can contact Jeff Wilson, the engineer who's in charge of the project. That kind of explains what the letter is, and just so you know, it's a remnant from the old farm days in the township when they had to drain the water off, and if you lived anywhere near it and the drain's not working, you realize your property can likely get flooded as well. So it still provides function to us. The newer drains are usually Chapter 11, and I think they have a regular maintenance structure annually on them, but this Chapter 4 is only charged as they do work on it that way. So till the next video, have a great day. Thank you.